Our mission this week... Give Spicy some sunglasses. Our mission this week is the same but different. Bobicus had challenged me/us, because, I mean, we're all in the same community, to create a campaign that does not have a big bad evil guy, or a BBEG. So it's not going to have a main villain. It's not going to have, the notorious, the face that you're going to hate or have to track down. It's going to be a little bit more open-ended. Dark Wolf, this will be really relevant because you're playing through Breath of the Wild. And in many ways, Breath of the Wild is similar. I mean, yes, Ganon is in Breath of the Wild, and he is ultimately the force you have to defeat. But you don't really confront him. He's just more of a force you have to defeat. But we're going to avoid even that with this campaign setting, though we will focus on creating an open world, an open region anyway, that our explorers must go through and go to different locations in order to do things, to bring about something good. Or at least if there is a bad guy, that we may determine that it is not, you're not in it for the fight, you're in it for the experience. Where in Mesotopia will we end up? I don't know yet. We will definitely not be in Kandor nor Mesomasca because we've already covered those areas. So that's going to leave 4 other areas to choose from. I don't have the map up right now, but I can bring it up in a little bit. Oh, you are going to play a little bit more Breath of the Wild. Hey, Bobo. Yeah, good to see you back. Thank you for coming along. Brand new week, fresh start, fresh campaign going. So stick around, enjoy, have fun, listen along. Okay, I think we're good here. Prue says it's not so hard, it's just less of a real climax that is so nice in storytelling. Also, BBEG is the easiest hook for a group. It is, and that's why it was offered as a challenge, and I think one that we as a community are up to face. How would we run a campaign, a total campaign, that is meant to not have a boss fight? Doesn't mean that there's not going to be any fights. We're going to create, we're going to do a little National Geographic. We're going to go into the biomes. We're going to populate some charts and things for random encounters. And there may be boss fights. I'll go back to Dark Wolf, and she's playing Breath of the Wild. You have, these mini bosses, or you'll have a Temple Guardian or something along those lines. There will be fights, but the overarching, the conflict isn't going to be an anthropomorphized one. We can set it against, I don't want to reveal my hand too early. It's just Monday, and we're here for some character creation. Hey, thank you very much, Romonger. It's good to have you back. How did your weekend sessions end up? Because you played another one since the last time we talked, yeah, Ro? Boba says, thanks, man. Good to be back. It's not often I'm on at these hours, but I can't sleep in Denmark. Oh, well, yeah, you do live in the future. Bobo, do you all have flying cars yet? Because as of 11 p.m. here Eastern, we don't. We're trying. We're trying so hard, Bobo. I'm being a heathen and drinking some lemon tea from the pitcher. I mean, shame on me. Yeah, I wish too. Wouldn't that be nice? Though we are moving towards driverless cars. Even though I don't currently do it, I'm fully signed up with Uber. That would be an interesting stream sometime, right? The tales I have from driving Uber. Ooh, they're not all bad. There's nothing bad happened, but you do get some. Well, you experience life. That's the best way to put it. You experience life. Well, you know what, Bobo? If you end up drifting off to sleep, I'm not going to be insulted. I'm happy that you're taking the time that you have, even being awake, to join us. Thank you for that. That does mean a lot to me that you and the others here show up as you do and contribute in whatever way. Whether it's chatting, actively giving advice or input on characters, or, just lurking is that's awesome. Okay, yeah, I was looking here at some spells earlier. You caught me. I was in chapter 11 and not chapter 4. Boba says I have a mate who drives Uber. He told, yeah. You know, I could very easily stream Uber driving. It gets even crazier around my parts in the summertime because there's a big popular amusement park called Cedar Point that's really close by. And so you get people from all over the country and even other countries who come out to ride the roller coasters. And, Rowmonger, yeah, we had one tonight. Well, I'll tell you what, Row, if you're willing, I think a lot of us here have been following along the tales from your tabletop. I'll start some of the randomization or like the random elements for this character, but obviously, if you want to share, I'll start narrating it and follow along. I always love hearing what you guys are up to in your neck of California. You got your sub button now. Hey, cool. Thank you, Bobo. Yes, that is true. Because of you and others who have been coming out and have been consistently watching and supporting, we did reach affiliate in about a month. Oh, wow. Oh, Bobo. Spicy Larry, you better watch out. Bobo's gunning for you. Did you see that stream boss health just absolutely dive down? Anyway, that means so much to me, Bobo. I'm here. I want to keep putting out quality content, focus on stories and characters, and to help encourage you to, get out there and do that. On our Discord, which, by the way, I'll put yeah, Spicy Larry, it hurts. If any of you are watching out there aren't on our Discord yet, there's a link for it. Join us. If you have your own channel that you do some D&D content or other things, you can share there. We share stories, some funny pictures, character art, maps, things like that. This is a big community. We're all just a bunch of nerds hanging around a table at a game store. That's what this really is. Kind of appropriately, I have the 1920s speakeasy background music going on right now, so I thought maybe that the hat was slightly appropriate, and I don't have any period attire, but this works. I do have on, though, I've been going around all day with a very clear warning to everyone. Okay? No one can say I didn't warn them. Bobo, that means a lot, and I will hopefully be very helpful to you the next time that you come by, and the next time after that, and the next time after that. If you're having a crummy day and you just want to talk, just pop in here. Did you have an awesome session like Rowmonger did, and he's and he's going to share in Discord. I'll be sure to still share it off of Discord, Rowmonger. But yeah, that's cool, man. I really appreciate it. Speaking of community contributions, I don't know if we have Bobo. Do we have Bubonic one? There's several notorious B commentators that hang out in here. Bobo, no Bubonic one, and no Bobicus. we have the B triumvirate, right? Bobo, Bubonic one, Bobicus. They are the Balluminati. All right. So as you know, we're going through and we are going to pull some outlines of our character randomly. Then we're going to color the character in by focusing on his or her personality, their background, who are they, what do they do, that kind of a thing. We're going to answer the important questions like that are asked in Pokemon. Are you a boy or are you a girl? We're actually going to do that with our first roll, a percentile die. There's also the third option of you're a multi-class character and we roll again. Let's find out. 3. Okay, this week we're starting off with a female. Remember the first time I was here, me, you, and Think Delcorin made a few characters. Yep. So, Bobo, if you look down below, you'll see that there's a weekly schedule that I'm putting out now, and you can see what we're up to. Every week, we're going to generate 5 characters, and we're going to take those 5 characters on an adventure that we're coming up with together as a group. You can go back into the VODs if you did want to, watch the past stuff. It's also up on YouTube too. But that's the pattern. We're making content every week. It's fresh, it's innovative, and it's all building together. Especially the past couple weeks, we've made a region in which we're setting several campaigns. It's in a region somewhat like the Mediterranean, and there's some intrigue. Our campaigns are a little bit more complex than they were back in those good old days of 2 months ago, Bobo. The golden age of the channel before we fell into such degeneracy and wantonness and Oh, awesome, man. Have the social spyish character, but oh yeah. All right, so for that one, how do I want to put this? I'll show you. Whoa! Steel Dust, dude.
This group.
That's really cool of you, man.
Thank you, Maddie, for creating this wonderful community.
Let's see. That's my local news. By the way, read your local newspapers. If you want to tell a story, if you want to be a good DM, read your local newspapers to find out what is going on, because that will give you excellent campaign ideas. All right, what I'm going to post for you, not Bobicus, not Bobicus, you are Bobo. What I'm going to post, this was our campaign that we just finished on Saturday, okay? If you look in the description of the YouTube video, then you can scroll down, and I've been keeping track of the campaigns we're setting here. If you go to Thugs and Kisses, that's the name of the campaign, Thugs and Kisses. That is the campaign we made around our neutral / evil party of spies and deceivers, and there was an assassin in there, and it was all very, secret agentish and whatnot. But that'll have the links to the other Mesotopia campaigns that we've made so far. No BBG is more normal life than Growing Shadow, normally revolving around a place interesting things show up at, or a profession that involves travel. You guys are smugglers making money wherever you can. Yeah, these are all elements that we can include, Peru. Perugia? That's just a fun name to say. By the way, what was the inspiration for that name? Yeah, I think I don't know if I have ever asked that. Oh no! Death to Larry has followed. And look at that, Larry's HP. Oh no, Spicy Larry. What are you gonna do, man? But yeah, Perugia, where'd you get your name, by the way? Okay, so we decided this is yeah, you need to check them out. Will be interesting to see all the characters. Yeah, please do so. Oh, thank you, Dark Wolf. I appreciate that. Still 94 out of 100. Someday you'll impress them all. If you want to see the blurbs of the characters, like all the characters are on YouTube on the same channel, but if you scroll down the stream feed, you can also see the characters and other notes that we've made along the way. So, something to consider, Bobo. We're here to entertain and to be a repository for all the cool stuff that we've done. Mass Effect 2, a mission involving a thief. Oh. Hey, yay. Thank you for the YouTube subscription. That's really cool. Wow, we're off to a great start. Isn't this an amazing character we've generated so far? It's a female. No, but seriously, chatting with you all is such a joy, and I love hearing what you have going on, especially if you're in other parts of the world. Just the adventures you have at your tabletops, the experiences you've had. Jeez. I know in the Discord I shared me calling the police to get involved in a domestic disturbance, and all sorts of stuff happens over the course of life, right? You just got to stay engaged with it, and you gotta live it. You gotta live life. You'll be a much better storyteller as a PC or a DM or, an equivalent, a GM or whatever, by getting out there and you get those highs and lows and you hit the sads, but you also get the happies and everything gets context. All right, let's roll a d10 and determine which race we're going to be. 7. Hey, we're starting off with a half-elf. Now, half-elves themselves don't have a sub-race, though for flavor, for whether it's a cosmetic, right, for the character's appearance, or for a personality trait, we'll do odds or evens on another d10 roll to see if our half-elf is more elven or elvish, depending, because English is a set of guidelines. Elven or elvish, or is she going to favor her humanity side, her humane side, her human side, as the Ferengi in Deep Space Nine would say, humans. Let's roll it again. 10 evens. Oh, okay. So we have an elf flavored half elf. There we go. Favors elf. That's going to make us a medium-sized char actor. Alignment is going to be 2d100s for each axis, right? Good, neutral, evil, lawful, neutral, chaos. 85. Oh, that's a total. 2956. This is going to be neutral good. Though if you say NG in Japan, that means no good. Especially if you do this. That's no. Also in fighting games, right? This is the ultimate defense. In any fighting game, if you do this, Wolverine's adamantine claws can't scratch you. I-beams and like ferocious finisher fatalities can't hit you. If you just go like this, your forearms are invincible shields. Dark Wolf, yeah, but what type of elf? That's true. There's not a there's not necessarily a half wood elf, a half high elf, a half Eladrin. Oh geez, half drow. That is drow. You can make a half drow. And so maybe that falls to us when we're making a personality or something along those lines that we can flavor. We can give her elven side a flavor. That is a very good question, though, Dark Wolf. Don't just think of a half-elf as, generic, cutout half-elf. All right. What level is she going to be? Let's change this back to a D100 and find out. 77? Ooh, all right. Level 13 character. Bum-ba-da-da. This means that she's going to get 3 ASIs or ability score increases, though those can be replaced by a feat. In order to determine if she's going to take a feat over an ASI, we're going to roll a percentile die. 79. Okay. It's not broken down here, but I have it entertained in my old sheet that you can bump up and take up to 3, I think. But this is going to mean one of her ASIs is going to be translated into a feat. So I'm going... Whoa! Death to Larry. Oh, man. Spicy Larry. I believe that you are in need of a res, please. Death to... Spicy Larry is dead. Long live Death to Larry. Though apparently he's going to be immune from prosecution, right? It's a new regime here in the Matty Morgs channel. We'll add a feat here that we'll give to our character. By the way, Prug, yeah, I don't know if you're typing up like a really long, cool explanation, but I'd love to hear about this quest that you said that is your namesake. That's your roommate? Uh-oh. I hope you two signed a roommate agreement or something. It's getting a little heated. It's getting spicy, Larry. You guys are a hoot. Jeez. All right, let's give her a background now. We're going to change this to a D13. You know, you just break out your 13-sided die. You don't have one just hanging around? What kind of a nerd are you? 2. Ooh. Ooh, as James would say in Pokemon. We have a Charlatan of some kind. And we're just going to put a little placeholder here as we determine that. We look here at Charlatan, so there are D6 origins of a Charlatan, and let me make sure. One of them might have been an 8 that needed to be repaired. Charlatan, okay, that is a D6. Let's go here. So we're going to roll 1d6, 2d8, and then 3d6 in order to determine her background. Our first d6 as a Charlatan, she is going to be a number 6. Let's change this to a 2d8 and roll it. Come down here, and remember, we're just using these as placeholders. She has 2 and 8 as personality traits. Now we're going to roll 3d6 and drop them into ideals, bonds, and flaws. 1, 3, 5. Now, after all of this, right, we've established her background, we've established all this other stuff. When we... You know, when the curtains part and the scene is set and the spotlight shines on our character, we find that she is a what? A D12. This golden magical button. Yeah, Clark. So Spicy Larry's roommate is named Death to Larry, and if you were here for it, then you saw that Spicy Larry was just defeated, and Death to Larry is now the stream boss. You know, so. Hail death to Larry. Hail death to Larry. Ooh, hey. We have a wizard. Wizard, nice. Ooh, she's going to be powerful at 13 too. Lots of options. And which school is she going to specialize in? Is going to be 1d8. Hit it. 1. All right. We come down to Wizard. Abjuration. Hey, that's convenient. Abjuration is protective magics. Wards, stuff like that. What's this derping out here? Wizard. There we go. Wizard Abjuration School. Ooh, and as a Charlatan, this could be very interesting. Why is my internet so bad tonight? Yeah, it feels bad, man. You know, maybe you might be having some maintenance going on. Did you try calling your ISP and finding out if they're doing some maintenance? Or, I don't know, Clark, do you have like a roommate or someone in your dorm or house torrenting or something along those lines? Pardon me, I'm being a heathen and drinking my lemon tea. Bobo says I'll have to try that out at my next Muay Thai. Oh, you do Muay Thai? That's really cool. Whew. Now, did you do that thing, Bobo? Like, I hear that you kind of like, you constantly try and train your shins by, like, I don't know, hitting it with a stick or something in order to try and build up your bones in order to strengthen your legs that way? Or is this not as hardcore as that? Do you just know how to do a tiger uppercut from Street Fighter? Got a flavor of the flavor. Romonger says, oh, did I tell you the guy? Okay, so Romonger, when last we left, you had indicated that one of your party members was going to be on trial for war crimes. And your mission or your current quest or your milestone was that you need to go out and find proof that your party member was innocent of that crime because... Hang on, I'm trying to remember. Ooh... He was innocent of the crime because the government accusing him purposely changed their heraldry or their flags or something in order to try and do something, I guess, illegal. And then and then your party member who is doing legal things fired upon them and stopped them, and it seemed to be hinting at corruption or something along those lines. Am I close, Romonger? Dark Wolf, tomorrow's headlines: Larry found dead, roommate prime suspect. Perugia says, it's not much. You're tasked with sneaking into the personal vault of I presume that's bad, of a very bad man. So the thief, Kasumi, gets an item that he took from her dead lover, and the password to his computer was Perugia, the man that stole the Mona Lisa. Nice. Ah, okay. See, we got an origin story, everyone. This is where Perugia came from. Clark says, roommate was away for the week all alone. ISP says everything should be fine. Okay, well, no one has your like wireless signal and is like camped outside your place, kind of downloading stuff. Or, whoa, Spicy Larry! Oh, jeez, I will not be felled so easily. Death to Larry. Death to Larry is dead. Long live Spicy Larry. Long live Spicy Larry. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, Bobicus. Bobicus, you're here. Bobo is rejoining us. That means that we're just missing Bubonic One before we have the Balluminati joining us, right? Our 3Bs of our 3B cornerstones of chatters here. But it's good to see you, Bob, because, that is bits because Spicy Larry is in a war with his roommate, Death to Larry. And, looks like that's happening. Bobo says, you strengthen your shins and, in your forearms. You have to make many fractures to keep doing it to give a lot of dead tissue. After a few years, they're harder. Most of the nerves are numb or dead. At first, it's painful, but after a while, you don't feel it. Hey, that's some dedication, right? Like, we're not talking, like a low-impact Tai Chi, man. Muay Thai is... Whew. I've seen Ong Bak. I know what can happen to a shin. Bobo, if he comes in here, you can have some martial arts talks with Big Break. I think his full name, his full username is Big Break BBJ, or it's something along those lines. It's a BBJJ because he runs a jiu-jitsu dojo. And so I bet you two could have some awesome conversations together. And Death to Larry, rip, one Death to Larry. But then he comes through, and with a lucky clover, 100 EXP goes down. Death to Larry, Death to Larry. Spicy Larry. 'Tis but a scratch. It's important, right? You got to get the helmet, right? 'Tis but a scratch. Clark says, I'm going to go for a second and see if the issue gets sorted out. Yeah, hey, if you got to cycle your modem and router and all that, remember, unplug everything, then plug in the power on your modem, and then, plug in your router, make sure nothing's plugged into it, give it a minute, then you plug in any hard lines you have. I'm sure you know that whole deal, Clark. Hopefully, though, it works out and you come back and join us. Bobo, it's nice and it's good for your people. With a bad temper like me, it teaches you how to handle it. Personal opinion. It's not going to be political or anything, at least I hope not. But a personal opinion, I really would love if high schools introduced some kind of a martial art, right? Because you watch anime, and in Japan, you have kendo, and you have some other martial arts, and those are football and soccer and baseball, and they do have those too. But I personally think that school districts that could find a reputable sensei of some kind, a local master who would come in to their gym classes or offer it as a competitive sport, I think that would be a really good outlet for students. And in fact, that is one of my regrets, right? So here I am. I'm not an old man, but I'm whatever. I'll pretend to be an old man, looking back and saying, oh, I really do wish that I took a martial arts class when I was younger. I think that it would have helped in a lot of different ways beyond just martial arts. And of course, when I was born, I grew up, we had Karate Kid and all this other stuff, and that really got me stoked. But I really think that it does what you were saying that it does, Bobo. And I really wish more kids would have that opportunity to take up a martial art and to engage in something it is competitive, it is a sport, but is also really focusing on, on who you are and your mental disciplines and really just going from there. Sorry, I thought it might have been like a little ball of something from my hair. I thought I had something. Anyway. That's my rant. I also kind of wish that I learned an instrument. Right now I have a didgeridoo, and I can play a didgeridoo, but that's not exactly complex. Rowmonger says boxing is fun. And he's sharing his story. The Tarantians made their warships look like... Yeah, they made them look like merchant ships. Your ranger named Fildar was the gunnery officer of a Caledonian battleship. Now starting and was going out sinking all the Tarantian ships because of merchant ships would be open fire on them. Gotcha. And so tonight you've progressed past that point, and were you able to find this evidence to exonerate your party member? Dark Wolf says, I mean, even if it's a self-defense class, I think that'd be a good idea for schools. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Dark Wolf. It's a little fuzzball. Sorry, hang on one second. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Babacus asks, have I become an old man filled with regret, waiting to die alone? No, not yet. Not yet. Give me time. Babacus, I'll tell you what. Back in my day, we did things the same way, but it was different. Bobo says, that'd be a really good idea for young people. Gives a very good sense of mind. Yes. I may have a very biased opinion, but Bobo, my mind to your mind. Nothing like full contact sparring. Okay, yeah, go ahead and share it in Discord, Rowmonger, and then when we finish this character and come back from break, I'll open up by reading your story, okay? Bobo says, it's not too late to start. I know many places. Go for the cardio, where it's only light sparring. Yeah, I wouldn't really be looking for the competition. I don't need to beat the rival dojo. I would go for the extra exercise and for the experience of it. And I appreciate your words of support, Bobo. And learning a martial art is... Oh, jeez. Learning a martial art is very good for life lessons. What boxing taught me was run from a fight before fighting. Yeah. I think boxing, a lot of these combat sports, martial arts, will tell you, like, don't fight if you don't have to. And if you do, we're going to train you to win so that your life isn't lost. Well, hopefully. And death to Larry. Oh my gosh. I will show you the way. The warrior. Death to Larry, the warrior. Jeez. You guys are something else. Making me blush here. Once you get a good handle on Muay Thai, dip into a different style of martial arts, says Peru. We got a guy down at my gym that has just started. He's 60, so no excuses. Oh, wow. That's really cool, yeah. Jeez. I'm sorry, Bobo. I'm really flustered. Yeah, I'm kind of flustered here because Spicy Larry and Death to Larry are just... wow. I'm I'm caught in an awesome crossfire. There's all these amazing conversations going on. Bobo, man, you're giving some great advice. Peru just revealed his origin story. Rowmonger's typing up. Like, Rowmonger's been in an awesome campaign. If you all haven't, followed along with what Row is saying, definitely read that and make sure that you prompt him for more. And also, prompt Rowmonger to share pictures of his miniatures. That's right, I said it. Yeah, Babacus, jeez. Well, it's raining. It's raining like Tabasco sauce, right? Because Spicy Larry is getting dunked on here by Death to Larry, and we're just getting spicy tears of Tabasco just sort of coming down. Yeah, Rowmonger. Oh, hey, is that a distraction over there? Awesome, Clark. Welcome back. I'm glad the connection's working out for you. Bobo, been thinking about doing Muay Thai when I was younger. 4 years, just took it back up again. And thinking maybe trying out some ground fighting. Yeah, like jiu-jitsu. So, if Big Break comes on... Oh, what a day if Big Break were to come on. I'm looking right now. No, he's not on right now. If he comes on, talk to him. And I bet he could give you some really cool stuff because he runs... Big Break BJJ was for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Talk to him, Bobo, and I bet he can help hook you up with some information. That's what a community's for. That's what we do. Yes, we do this stuff. We make characters, we have fun, we role play. But this is what we do right here. Rah, this box. At Roma, yeah. Oh. Uh-oh, Rowmonger, you're in trouble now. The wolf has her fangs in you. Oh, what else did we need? Oh, that's right. We needed some... Ooh, I'm scrolling in the wrong box here. We needed just a little bit more info. There we go. That's the row we're going to be consulting. Half-elves start at 4'9", and we're going to add 2d8 inches. We're adding 15 inches. Okay. 15, so that's going to be 6 foot. 6 foot. 0 inches. Unless my imperial math is incorrect. Now we're going to take the same 15 and multiply it by 2d4 and add that weight to her. 3. So we're going to add 45 pounds to 110, and so she's weighing in at 155, right there. That's her dry weight. That's without any armor or gear. Like, she's at the doctor's office, and she's got that paper, you know, she's got like that napkin, that body napkin on, and this is what she's weighing in at. Clark says, I think my chat room is broken. I don't see other people's messages. And have you tried refreshing? Yes, Dark Wolf, it does seem like a pretty game. I don't know why you wouldn't be seeing other people's messages. Now, Clark, do you mean at all? Because you might have accidentally like minimized or closed out the chat button. I've done that once before in Twitch. I don't know if it's a command that I accidentally just like ham-fisted on my keyboard, but there should be something around the desktop, maybe the gear. Well, hang on. So the gear down in the corner, if I'm doing that correctly, that might make your chat room come back up if you're not seeing it. Rowmonger, oh, Row's getting feisty. Yeah. Bobika says, right now, Matt Colville is a level 6 Valkyrie, and he's coming back up from the Gnomish Mines. I'll keep you up to date on his perilous journey. Well, thank you, Bobicus. Bobicus is live, in the field. Tell us, Bobicus, what's going on down there? Boba would be awesome. Always thought it looked awesome. I was a big fan of Roy Gracie. Yeah, yep, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. When I was young, and he was effective even against pro fighters. Yeah, if you have a martial art that takes you to the ground and wins on the ground, because that's where a lot of fights end up. Oh geez, Spicy Larry. Oh no. Spicy Larry comes back and says, "Have at thee." And overtakes the lead with 1001 bits. Death to Larry. No, I'm sorry. Death to Larry. Oh, I'm glad Clark, you know what we're talking about this, like Bobo, we're seeing a fight play out in front of us right now. We have the epic showdown between Death to Larry and Spicy Larry. They're duking it out. Can you provide the color commentary, Bobo? Perugia says, oh, nice, that'd be a good pick. Hate ground fighters, but it's effective. I used to get jumped from time to time, and ground game is no good. Oh, really, Peru? You don't have to share it if you don't want to, but what was going on? Like, were these like the tough kids or something, being like, oh, we're going to go pick on you, or what was happening there? Well, because I see, this is what happens when you swish irresponsibly. You get slaps and bites and all sorts of tomfoolery. No, that's right, Bobicus. You know, back in our day, we never would swish irresponsibly. No, a true gentleman swished his tail in time with his steps, and ladies always curled their tails under their skirts. But now, oh, you could just see everything. It's terrible. Oh, our youth. Now the stream's buffering again. Yeah, it's not on my end, Clark. I'm looking. Since you started saying that, on my end, it doesn't look like I have any drop frames. So maybe as I'm trying to send you internet signals from Ohio, they're getting held up at the border or something. Romonger Squeak stares hurt at Darkwolf. He's lost his dog, but he's trying to tame another. Bobo, it's so true. 1v1 ground fighting will win any day, but multiple guys I would not want to be. Yeah. Yep. He has succeeded. He has a new pet. Speaking of old people, Bobicus, let's find out how old our adventurer is. 4. Well, she's not 4 years old. However, 1 to 5. This should say child prodigy. So we're talking like you're the exemption, right? You're the Pokemon adventure going out at like 10, 12 years old. And you are... This is going to be interesting too, right? Because we're generating a child prodigy that is already 13th level, and at what age? Well, we have a half-elf, 11 to 19. So we're going to roll a D10. Well, I guess a D9 technically, but... 5. So, 11, 12, 13, 14. She's 15 years old and already a level 13 character. Ooh, she's seen some things. She's seen some things. Whoops. I'm fat-fingering my keyboard. There we go. Child prodigy, 15. She's been drinking her milk, though. Look at this. 6 foot tall. That's the adventuring life, right? You get experience. You get out there. Dark Wolf, let's go, Romonger. Death to Larry with 199 bits. Death to the spicy one. Dark Wolf, would you mind terribly? Can you, if you get a chance in your Breath of the Wild, would you mind at least just making like a quick sketch of this Death to Larry / Spicy Larry combat we have going on? I'd really like to be able to produce something for him. To kind of commemorate this epic battle. Yet Spicy Larry, yet I stand. But yeah, would you be able to just sketch something up real quick between these two? Some kind of like a nice epic looking, even if it's like stick figures, just a fun sketch. If not, I can work on something in between, and then I'll use that as a nice slide on here as a commemoration, because you two are having a lot of fun. This is the spirit of what we're trying to do here. I obviously appreciate the bits. That means a lot to me, and that is going to get reinvested into this channel, and I can do promotions and some other upgrades and things. But I'm really touched that you two are sort of like playing in our playground with all of us here. Thank you, Dark Wolf. So there you go, Spicy Larry and Death to Larry. Not to stop your bitter civil war, you know, the War of the Larrys here. But it seems like Dark Wolf is willing to commemorate this event of you throwing bits at each other. Will he do Sokoban? Sokoban, I should know what that is. That sounds so familiar. Sokoban. Isn't that the Japanese game where you're in a warehouse and you got to move crates around? I'm sorry if I'm completely getting that wrong, Bob, because Clark says, I think it's because we're broke and have really cheap non-HD internet, and anything over 480 is hard to render. Oh, well, I'm broadcasting at 720. You should probably be able to select your bit rate or whatever, your resolution, Clark. And really, I mean, if you can watch me at full, technically I could stream at 1080 with, well, my main monitor could stream at 4K, and then my face cam can do 30 at 1080 or 60 at 720, but I wanted it to be accessible. And so, Clark, you know, it is a bitter war. It is, but it's also an area in NetHack. Oh, hey, so I remembered. Death to Larry, yeah. All right, so we have this child prodigy wizard, and she's going to. This is going to be a really cool character. Not that we've not made non-cool characters before, but especially when you get kind of a statistical outlier, right? You have like a really ancient person, or you have a child prodigy like this. All of a sudden, our minds go into overtime because you're like, oh yeah, you're an adult. You've lived, 30, 40 years. It's easier to explain how you've gotten to where you are. But when you're only this old, and we have to come up with a reason, hey, let's put our thinking bowlers on. There's no quality settings on your end. Weird. So wait, so there's not like a little gear or something that you can click on, Clark? Oh jeez, Spicy Larry. Eyeing up that meat boy of death to Larry. All right, let's figure out her background. Her background as a charlatan is number 6. It looks like I'm just gonna, unless I can reduce this down, it might just stay 6. I convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money. Okay, so she's a wizard, and she's probably making magic items and selling them to, the peasantry, and she's making a little bit of money on the side. Interesting. All right, I'm going to keep that there. Something else, by the way, that we can develop for her is she's going to get a false identity. You have created a second identity that includes documentation, established acquaintances, and disguises that allow you to assume that persona. Additionally, you can forge documents, including official papers and personal letters, as long as you have seen an example of the kind of document or handwriting that you're trying to copy. Hey, that seems very wizardly, right? She's writing spells in a spell book. I'm almost reminded of Arya Stark. I really won't get into too many spoilers if none of you have, if you haven't read or watched the Game of Thrones series. But there's a point where Arya is... she's pretending to be a beggar for various reasons, and she is not a beggar. She uses that as a cover in order to accomplish her goals. There you go. No spoilers. Although I guess even saying that someone is alive in Game of Thrones is a spoiler, right? Can't even do it for season 1. I got one, but there's only 720 in auto. Oh. Peru says, I'm tall and passive, prime picking on or proving one's greatness. Just stopped giving a hoot or a holler and fought back. Picked up some things from many random people. Boxer, kickboxer, Muay Thai, a retired sergeant, and a guy using ninjutsu. Interesting, Peru. That's cool. And since you started on that route of, of self-determination, self-improvement, did that help in confronting these, for lack of a better term, bullies? Maybe that's appropriate, but it's also a word that's used a lot outside of what a bully is. I'm not saying that you're not claiming. It sounds like it's a traditional case, but I don't want you caught in the flood. But anyway, has that self-improvement road really helped you out, Peru? Clark says there's a gear. Only option is 720. Oh. Yeah, that could also be fake wizard scrolls too, Bobicus. Potions, all that sort of thing. Well, look, she's 15. She's running a lemonade stand, and but they're not exactly potions of healing. All right, so we're gonna want to think of a false identity for this character also. And you know what? Maybe if she normally favors her elven side, maybe her false identity is a human. a human child who does human things like other humans do. Her personality traits are 2 and 8. I have a yoke for every occasion, especially occasions where humor is inappropriate. Alright, so she has a very earthy sense of humor. And 8. I pocket anything I see that might have some value. Ooh, I can make this magical. Ooh, I can make this magical. Ooh, I can make this magical. Oh, I can make this magical. And then, of course, she turns it around, and whether she does or not, she goes and sells all the stuff she's pocketed. Ideals, 1. Independence. I am a free spirit. No one tells me what to do. I think we can still work this in. It'll be very interesting, right, as a wizard, because she's a part of this order. But you don't have to, be lawful or study in some esoteric tower with a bunch of graybeards in order to learn in order to gain fierce wizard powers. This character's already sounding like a couple anime characters that I might know. Bonds, 3. Somewhere out there. Oh. Ooh. This could be interesting. Let's work with... We're going to stick with this. It may sound weird. Bear with me. I mean, then again, back in Get Ye Flask days, if you're 15, you should be having kids because you're only going to be living like 20 years longer. But don't worry, we got this. Somewhere out there, I have a child who doesn't know me. I'm making the world better for him or her. I don't know, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking maybe with this? Right? We have a wizard charlatan who is apparently a half-elf, who... Are pots stirring here? Let's see. And flaws. 5. I can't resist swindling people who are more powerful than me. All right. We have a very interesting build of a character going on right now. And also we got to add some skills and other things. But let me catch up in chat. Bobo says, I used to fight a lot when I was younger, landed me in a lot of shit, but after I started doing Muay Thai, I got into a different mindset. Sounds weird, but it's like even if someone deserves a beating, I know in my mind I could do it. Yeah, so you don't really have to, right? You don't have to like respond back with brutal force because you know all it would take to disable someone. That's when you're afraid, usually because of a lack of information. And when you have information, you are less afraid about things. And you're programming yourself, you're enlightening yourself by following a martial art. And now knowing that you can do something but not replaces that primitive, that either the feeling of dominance or fight or flight. You can make a rational fight or flight decision, and you already are getting that intrinsic, I know I can beat you. I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to prove it to anyone. Stop pushing me. I will if I have to. I really don't want to. And then you can back up your words. Now, I completely get where you're coming from, Bobo. That's healthy. And I also appreciate you sharing that personal story, too. So it sounds, Peru kind of got tired of the same thing. And Bobo, you're facing some similar circumstances. And you each, you stood up and you said, no, I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to learn about what's out there. I'm not going to let this fear or, other people pick on me. That's really cool. You kind of do if you're a child prodigy. For the duration, you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. The target can be a willing creature or a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. That's the... Bobby, because was that the copy for the Abjuration school ability? Does this streamer... What? I'm sorry. Quay. I don't. Or K. I don't know what you're getting to. It's non-detection, useful for a charlatan. Okay, Bobicus. Oh, gotcha. Yep, we can use that. Yeah, can you rephrase that 35 there? Bobicus, so that helps with that theory I had. She stole from a powerful abjurer and became their apprentice. Perugia says, oh yeah, nothing beats winning a fight with two fingertips. I may not know the combos he did, but I remembered where he hit. Bobicus and Bobo, very true. Also, play a little chess. It will help in problem solving and quick strategy. Very good tips, Peru. All right, so Bobo used to. He's an old pro. Kay, since you're joining the conversation, do you have a lot of RP experience? Do you play D&D? Do you have any stories that you'd like to share with us? Anything you wanted to contribute in? All right, now that we have the silhouette and we filled in the silhouette, let's pop back over to races and get this information down. Half elves. Hey, no problem. You're welcome to lurk. You can chat with others. It's pretty vibrant in here. Spicy Larry and Death to Larry have been going at it in a bit war. We've been talking about self-defense and, improving oneself. There's a lot of different conversations. And Clark was mentioning some internet troubles as well. So if you have any input on those, that's what's happening in here. And we're making a D&D 5th edition character focusing on story, and we want to help breathe life into her. Whoa, thank you, Kay. I really appreciate that. All right, our charisma score increases by 2. We're going to put that placeholder down here. We can increase the score of another by 1. We're probably going to want to dump that in intelligence if we're dealing with a wizard. And then just a pure wizard at that. Oh, they're medium. Our base speed is going to be 30, which is going to make climbing 15 and swimming 15. You can fill that in. We are going to get dark vision out to 60 feet, so we'll fill in this little nice third eye up here. Huh. I'll have to tell you the story of we invented bright light vision for a character in my tabletop, in my personal game. It's a fun concept, and that could be a fun little discussion itself. So if one of you want to remind me what is bright light vision, that seems redundant. I'll tell you in a little bit. She does get Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. Skill versatility. We gain proficiency in 2 skills of our choice. Oh, that reminds me. All right, so 2 skills, and we still need to get the charlatan ones. I got way too chatty. Languages, we are going to get common, elven, and 1 other. And I don't know, we can fill that in now. We can fill it in later when we determine which region that she's going to be in. You've forgotten so many opens. It hurts thinking about. Bobicus, Knight to H3, best opening. There you go, Peru. Open up with that. And if you lose, just blame Bobicus. Alright, we finished with Half-Elf. Let's go to Chapter 4 real quick. Go back down to Charlatan, because we're going to get a couple things yet. We get Deception and Sleight of Hand. Those are in Dex. Sleight of Hand. Oh, and I'm sorry, Deception is Charisma. Bink. There we go. We get tool proficiencies in a These Guys kit. And a forgery kit. Oh, Perugia, have you seen Alpha Zero School Stockfish? I don't even know what that is. Though, Peru, if you have, then I'm curious as well. Get ye to thy Discord. I'm sorry. I just had a bit of a mental derp there. All right, so that was our background, and we're filling in our gear. That's right. So we have fine clothes. We do get a disguise kit. Tools of the con of our choice. So we'll put con tools with question marks because we can fill in what that means in a little bit here. Belt pouch. And 15 gapuz. There we go. It's beautiful, man. It's like watching a human play. Classes. Wizard. There we go. 13th level. That means we're going to get 13 D6s. No armor proficiencies. For weapons, we are going to get daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. And let's keep the font a little larger. We'll just go L crossbow. There we go. None. And okay. Our saving throws are going to be intelligence, so we're going to fill in the diamond here, and wisdom right here. Nice and easy. I do like these revised sheets that we found on EN World here. Now we're going to get to choose 2 from Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. Though we're going to get a bonus 2 skills from being a half-elf. If she's trying to pull these cons off, right? If we're going for 6, where she tries to sell stuff to people, magical artifacts that aren't magical, that kind of a thing, she should know, I think she should know History. And I think she should know Arcana, so that way she can talk the talk. We get 2 free with her other personality traits, because her personality traits are driving her skills. She has a joke for every occasion. She pockets anything that she might have some that might have some value. Well, she has sleight of hand already. She's a free spirit. She can't resist swindling. Well, so sleight of hand is covered by a lot of that. Though maybe giving her perception so that she can see or hear if she's trying to pull off a con. That could be something. That could be your last one, right? We have 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we only have our 4 filled in, so we have 2 free ones. If any of you have suggestions that for skills of this character to have, I'll keep this up here for right now. But we can fill in 2 more skills of our choice that are going to make sense for who she is and what she's doing. Maybe performance would be a big part of her being a con man, or a con woman in this case. Maybe even persuasion. Persuasion might even be more than performance. We'll see. No rush in that. We don't have to do things in a particular order. Clark quits. No, Clark, don't quit. People are debating whether or not Alpha Zero has refuted Queen Indian defense or not. Oh, this is I'm sorry. This is still the play-by-play that you're giving from the game that you're watching, Bobagus. I'm sorry. I completely derped out on that. Okay, at level 13, our proficiency bonus is a +5. we are going to... I mean, we're going to get some Arcane Tradition features here, and a lot of our other stuff is going to end up... You know, page 3 is going to be really big for us, and not, as far as we know, unless we give her a familiar or something, we're not going to have to worry about her companion page. Though we should fill in at 13, she's going to be getting 5 cantrips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good placeholder. Spell slots at 13th level. 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. There we go. Remember, we're going to need to give her a feat of some kind. Because of her 3 ASIs she'll be getting, one of them was randomly rolled to be a feat. And so we'll get to choose whatever that'll end up being. Bobo says, yeah, I think I need to find someone to play a game of chess with again soon. You just gave me the feeling of playing. Oh, how dare you, Peru. How dare you encourage people to play chess and think and have nostalgia back to their to the good old days. Bobicus says Matt Colville has died on... And now live to Bobicus. Matt Colville has died on level 9 of the Gnomish Mines to a blue dragon. Press F to pay respects. There you go. We do get some equipment. We can get a quarterstaff or a dagger. I don't know. A dagger is probably going to be more her style. She's going to be a little twitchy. I think Dex is going to be a strong trait of hers. A component pouch or an arcane focus. I think because of her her ability to bamboozle people, I think having a spell component pouch would be more her style. All the little like bits and bobs, things that you can show people to impress that you know, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. A scholar's pack or an explorer's pack. Well, we're going to give her a scholar's pack that has all the notes and everything that she can help to forge or create items or just write in her spell book. And, of course, she's getting a spell book. Alright, we don't have to worry about cantrips, spell book and all that. We're going to get to that. Not just yet. Though wizards do have a whole side blurb on what's happening. She's going to get Arcane Recovery, which allows her to regain some of her magical energy during a short rest. That wasn't always the case with wizards. Romonger asks, are you a fan of the Sicilian defense? You mean from Princess Bride? Where you, the Sicilian defense, like, where you, like, that's where you trained your body to take the very poison that you drank or something like that? Bobicus says, thank you for all the Fs. Ripperonis. Salute. I used to, was big on the dragon line, says Peru. Did he, Bobo asks, did he at least get a good death? Yes. Oh, no, it's chess. Oh, no, then I'm sorry. My pop culture is taking over my my learnedness. Gotcha. The Dread Pirate's Gambit. Oh, yeah. That's true. It was the Dread Pirate who drank little bits of the poison to get used to it. Alright, so that's we got an Arcane Tradition at 2nd level. That's an Archetype. She's not quite at Spell Mastery just yet, so we don't need this little dot here. Arcane Traditions, right here on the first page. School of Abjuration, which she is doing. The School of Abjuration emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. Detractors of this school say that its tradition is about denial, negation, rather than positive assertion. You understand, however, that ending harmful effects, protecting the weak, and banishing evil influence is anything but a philosophical void. It is a proud and respected vocation. Called abjurers, members of this school are sought when baleful spirits require exorcism, when important locations must be guarded against magical spying, and when portals to other planes of existence must be closed. Abjuration Savant, beginning when you select the school at 2nd level, the golden time you must spend to copy an abjuration spell into your spellbook is halved. There we go. Next up, we get Arcane Ward. Starting at 2nd level, you can weave magic around yourself for protection. When you cast an abjuration spell of 1st or higher, you can simultaneously use a strand of the spell's magic to create a magical ward on yourself that lasts until you finish a long rest. And it gets into the details from there. If you're having trouble reading it, or you don't know what it is, or you want more, I will go back and read it for you. Though, unless you say otherwise, I'm going to keep moving along. We are also going to get Project Ward. Improved Abjuration. And spell resistance. At 14th level, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. Furthermore, you have resistance against the damage of spells. So up here in advantages, this is what we have. Saving versus spells. Furthermore, you have resistance against the damage of spells. Now, on a sheet like this, this doesn't say specifically. I mean, could you be hit with, I don't know, some kind of natural necrotic damage? Perhaps. If it's easier to remember, you could just fill in, hey, so we're resistant to everything here. If we wanted to even then make a note and, I don't know, and say something else. But we could fill that in as long as we realize that this is versus magic. If it's magical poison, we have resistance. However, if we brush up against a plant that poisons us, we do not get resistance against that poison. It's not against all poison, just magical poison. Hey, Derek, it's good to see you. Derek, it has been a night already. I tell you what, there's been just an out-and-out war going on between Spicy Larry and Death to Larry. We've been talking about self-improvement and martial arts. We've been talking about chess. We've been talking about internet service in Canada. We have a new friend that has come to join us, K35, spelled Quay, Q-U-E. Steel Dust has re-upped a subscription, and it has just been a crazy, wonderful, talkative, awesome night so far. Bobo says, that's not a bad ending. I just lost a character I had for months by failing 3 saves on a falling boulder. Oh no, Bobo. Did you set off a trap, or did someone else and you paid the price for it? Peru says, so their computer's going at it. Nice. Derek says, ever get nostalgic for a character? Plunder just made me nostalgic for an old man Gravedigger character I based around Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson Gravedigger. Yeah, so a Dampe character he is not. But yes, Derek, I do get nostalgic for not just characters that I've run, but some characters that other people have run. And I've always thought, should I just kind of give them a spotlight or make a mention? But at the same time, I fight it because that would kind of tarnish. I don't know, in my mind, I could never run them as good as they were. Pardon me, this is a reminder to breathe. Not me getting bored. But yeah, I get that nostalgia feel, Derek. Bobika says, Peru, you messed up your bees. Dark Wolf, did get the pick done. I'll check Discord in a second, Dark Wolf. Boa says, yeah, I used to play a half-orc cleric who got blasted by a water dragon while he tried to heal the fighter. It was my favorite character I ever played. Aww. Well, but you know what, Bobo? You have a good story, and I appreciate you sharing that story too. You can go more in depth with it if you want, but I get we all have those first characters or those favorite characters. Peru, I did. I'm sorry. Derek says me and Plunder have been marathoning Shiki most of the night while at work on NPCs for Detroit. Shiki, oh, that anime, I've heard of it. If I'm thinking of the same thing. At first I thought you meant like Shakugan no Shana. No, Shiki, that is a horror anime, and for the life of me, I could have sworn I seen it. If I go out to my library, I probably have it there, but I'm escaping. Derek, can you give me the blurb for it? Can you give me a reminder? Bobicus, for Gibbs. Saturday's session recap is done. Okay, Romonger. Thank you. I'll be going over that here. Bobo says, like a rock slide on a mountain, had to roll 3 or higher on a 20, but I didn't have no luck that day. Nobody was meant to die, but the GM told me, hey, you know what? That happens. So how you go along with it? Oh yeah, Bob, because no one's ever meant to die, but there's always the risk. That's true. You know what? If you accepted it gracefully, Bobo, because I'm sure that put your DM in a pinch. But at the same time, you said, look, I get it. That happens. It's bad luck. I'll work with you. Let's come up with something. And hopefully your DM will understand and say, yeah, look, this happened. I don't want to retcon, or I don't want to go back in time or anything like that. Let's do something else. And then everyone can fondly remember your character, including you. Roll a 3 or higher to die is a 10% chance of death. Do that 10 times and you have a 63% chance of death. Bobicus, the Statisticus. Shiki, slow burn vampire horror in a small isolated village. They're figuring it out. Yeah, okay, now I get, now that's reminding me. Yeah. Alright, I have seen that one, Derek. Got it. You and me. My mind to your mind. Bobicus, wouldn't it be great if you had a PC that wanted to die but always somehow survived? That sounds like, why? Oh, Gomez Adams, right? Gomez always succeeds at everything that he wants to do, and even when he tries failing, he continually succeeds despite his best efforts. So you almost have a live long and perspire. Cheers, Shadzar. Some lemon tea to you. Bromonger, yeah, the last time someone made me play a lawful good paladin. Let's go over... so Dark Wolf did make a Mimic beat in the Discord channel, in case any of you were wondering, because there was a bit of a Mimic problem earlier today that I shared. Romonger, I do see your story, and so I'll open up the next section with that. And, oh, here we go. All right. This, so Spicy Larry and Death to Larry. This is an artist's rendition of the war that you've been having all night. Hopefully you enjoy this. So we have, here's Spicy Larry in this position of dominance versus the upstart Death to Larry, and they're just shooting little pew 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 bits at each other. And it's gruesome, folks. I'm trying to keep a PG-13 channel, but sometimes you got to face reality. So there you go. Spicy and Death to Larry alike thank Dark Wolf for her time and trouble, and Dark Wolf, I appreciate it. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That there's funny. Oh, that's great. You all are a hoot. I'll tell you what. Puffin Forrest is a dude who animates his D&D adventures, and he had a character like that. Yeah, I like watching Puffin Forrest's little animated bits, Bobicus. I think I have him in the links below, because he's someone that I'd recommend watching, because you get some very interesting times by watching him. The tea is now ruined. Peru says, it's always a big on Affiliador defense because my master of an uncle couldn't use his favorite open. Haha, uncle. I know this open 25 moves deep. Me. Oh, then I'll be playing this. Spicy Larry with that number 2 silver. But he loves it. Death to Larry with that number 1 gold. Seems good. Bobo, no, you should just accept it. I kind of like to make new characters. It's not fair to blame it on a GM. It's part of the game. But that die is in quarantine for now. Yes. Have any of you out there have you punished a particular die for letting you down? I know that I have shunned a dice set that was not producing good results for me for a while. It's completely irrational. I understand that, but it feels good to do. So I do not blame you for putting that die in quarantine, Bobo. Yep, Rowmonger, that's chess. Philidor is great if you don't want to learn openings. Man, we have some chess snobs in here now. Not just D&D nerds, but chess snobs and martial artists. And we got graybeards and longbeards and new bloods and people from all around, up, down, and all around. It is wonderful. Oh, hey, that's it. We got to look at a feat for this character. We also have to look at our ability scores, which I do believe we should put the initial 15 in intelligence. We'll do a 14 in dex. We could do a 13 in chaw. 12, 10. Maybe we should put 10 in con. She's a healthy girl. She's not strong, though. If we do it this way, that's going to put intelligence to a starting 16 and charisma, interestingly enough, to a starting 15. Her first ASI, because she gets 2 freebies and then a feat. We could put both of them in intelligence if we really wanted to. If we put 1 in intelligence, that would bring her intelligence there to an 18. We can always bump her dex because that's going to be a melee offensive and a defensive. Though being an abjuration type, I don't know if she has to worry about that too much. I mean, that even said, we could move 14 if we really wanted to. We could say that she actually is strong. We could move a 14 to strength or a 14 to con. And so she just has hit points for days. Because dexterity may not be as important to an abjurer. We could move the 14 to wisdom and have pump that up, right? Because she's proficient. And then have 12 in dex. If you all have any suggestions for this as we're building our character, feel free to provide them. I'm thinking out loud. I'm putting these suggestions out here. So if you wanted to give some feedback, you have that opportunity. These are our characters, not just mine. Rose says, oh, she did finish her residency. Oh, yeah, and so that meant that she actually got to play D&D with you all. That's great. Hopefully, now, you got to keep Sten, right? Or did she take Sten over, and are you genning up a new character, Rowmonger? Derek says, well, it happened, but a really bad story ended with some broken furniture, and oh, no. Oh, no, Derek. I mean, if you want to share that story so we can, sort of learn from, we can all learn from what happened there. You don't have to, but, Spicy says, how did you learn chess? Uncle learned it from his celly. He taught me. Rose says, my grandfather and I played a lot when we were still living in Germany. Bobicus, yeah, it's a very solid and passive. He'll be slightly behind, but if you can count on your mid-game and end-game strength, it's a good strategy. Spicy Larry says, those are both cool stories. I'm trying to learn. Prue says, Dad, family was big on it. Then I moved to chess.com and got to play lots of new people. It's a good site. Yeah, hey. Certainly, chess.com if that's where you want to go and challenge yourselves, learn how to be strategists and learn how to think ahead and move from there. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Peru. Rose says, I'm keeping Sten. She said that Sten is damaged goods now. Oh, jeez. So what kind of a character is your wife playing? We're gonna make her. Oh no, Dex does need to be higher because she has she has sleight of hand, and that's gonna be important. There we go. We'll do that, and then maybe we can split 1 and 1 and bring her charisma up to 16. And then bump her dexterity to a 13. And then let's look at the feats that we can give her, right? We owe her a feat yet, and that can pump something up, maybe even including dexterity. Let's go to... it's creating a character. Customization, Chapter 6. Actor might not be bad. That would definitely accent what she's done, and that would mean that we can shift that 1 in charisma over to dexterity. Durable would be interesting. Great weapon! Great weapon, master. Linguist could be interesting also. Especially for running a con game. I could see that as being something interesting, which means we can offset a point of intelligence into Dex and give her 3 languages of her choice. That might be... I don't know. That might seem really good. Observant could be good too. You can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking. You can a language you can understand. You can interpret what it's saying. She already does. She starts with 3. I mean, if you do linguist and observant combined, that's really good for a scout kind of a character. Mage Slayer. She has Ritual Caster. I kind of like Linguist. I'm digging that. Rose says that he used to play on chess.com. Sheds are lost. But only a little bit. Sheds are. There should be at least 1 more 0 after that. What happened to your big stakes boss monster battles? Rose says she's a battlefield medic. It combines arcane healing with tech healing and some range attack. I'll write up tonight's session later. So is this a custom class or is this some kind of a unearthed arcana? What is she? Is it what you're calling a multi-classed character as something? Prue says he got very worn out. I was crushed by 5 masters in a row. I had hit my wall. You'll hit many walls, but this was too much. You should pick it up again. Yeah, okay. If you do, Peru, let us know how you're doing in that regard. I'd love to hear about that. Rose says, I may be thinking she's a reformed con artist, like in White Collar. Oh yeah, she investigates white collar crime, that kind of a thing. You know, so the con is to actually get in, right? She's an infiltrator, and the best way to get around, you know, shady characters is to do shady things and have these contacts. Oh, it's a homebrew class. Okay. Hey, Jose. Good to see you back, man. Hopefully you've been having fun. How's your game doing on the island? Did you have another session since the last time we talked? Have they come to a determination about was it the 2 or the 3 tribes that they were observing? Or did your one character have that, that personal breakthrough of overcoming addiction? All right, so we're going to take Linguist as a feat, and that's going to displace the 1 Intelligence over here into Dexterity. There's that, and this is going to give her 3 more languages. Bada boom. Cool. So with these scores, she has a -1, 2, 0, 4, 2, and 3. -1, -1, 2, 2, 7, 2, 0, 9, 9, 9, 4, 4, 4. Nice and easy. 3, 8, 3, 3, 3. And remember, we still, actually, she still gets 2 more skills from being a half-elf. That would go into, this. Hey, Bubonic, good to see ya. Hey, oh, this means Bubonic. We have Bubonic one. We have Bobicus. And we have Bobo. To form the Beluminati. The 3 Bs have joined us. No problem, Bubonic. So we have a child prodigy. So we have a 15-year-old half-elf wizard whose favorite school is Abjuration. She is a Charlatan, and her particular type of con artistry... okay. Is as such. I convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money. That also combines with her flaw of I can't resist swindling people who are more powerful than me. And so, as Bobicus was throwing out there, maybe she is, she's kind of like an informant. She can go in and bust up a gang, or she can, she can do some of these different things. Because she can rub elbows with criminals, it gives her an in. And when she's in, she can then go forward from there. Yeah, says Ro. Don't forget, Bobicus, the avocado. I don't have an avocado handy, but Jose says, I don't think that breakthrough will happen over one single session. No, probably not. I agree. They managed to infiltrate the other faction and rescued someone they had imprisoned, but they weren't very discreet about it. So that might ruin future interactions. Ooh. Yep. And if you're playing this out, Jose, if you are saying that your actions have consequences, that's very cool to do as a DM. It shows you're paying attention to their actions and you care, and the world is living and adapting around them. That's a great way to increase morale. Bobicus is saying, just toss out whatever that bee is that's showing up. Yeah, Bubonic one, join me. Bobo, join me. It's like together you are Bubobobicus. That kind of sounds like a last boss, right? The dreaded Bubobobicus. Yeah, the little red bees are showing up for me, Bobicus. Boominati confirmed. Yeah, you have like the... Oh, thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. I'll get to stories when we finish up this character here real quick. Doing 13 levels of wizard spells. I'll get into the nature of it, but we don't have to select them right away. In fact, we can fill in just about the rest of everything here. She's going to have a name. Remember, she gets a false identity. And her false identity is... is what? What would we like her false identity to be? Is it this infiltrator, this spy, whatnot? If we're going this route, we should probably give her investigation. And we should probably give her perception also. Whether as a legitimate con artist or as working for the side of good, right? She's neutral good. I think being perceptive would help. And so this is actually going to bump her passive to a 17. There we go. Nice. We did it. $1d7 plus 4. Select the radio button for piercing. Hit points are going to be easy. At level 1, she gets 6. She's going to get no hit points for all of her levels. Though she is going to get 12 times half plus 1 is 4. So there we go. We have 48. And that's going to give us 54. No buffs, debuffs, or conditions because she's not in combat. Her cantrips we can write here. She's going to get 5 ultimately. We don't have to fill them in right away. 3, 4, and 5. Now that we have these numbers, though, 8 plus proficiency is 13, plus her intelligence is 17. This is going to be a plus 9 to attack with her spells because it's 4 plus her proficiency. And there's nothing here to worry about. She doesn't have key points, sorcery points, anything like that. I think it was 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. Nice and handy. All on the front page. Oh, it's wonderful. There we go. We have her movement. Just about everything is here. She's not wearing any armor. Her carrying capacity is going to be a little lighter. She's not going to be a pack mule. Alright, so she has a joke for every occasion, especially occasions where humor is inappropriate. I pocket anything I see that might have some value. Independence. I'm a free spirit. No one tells me what to do. Somewhere out there, I have a child who doesn't know me. I'm making the world better for him or her. And I can't resist swindling people who are more powerful than me. So, this is really the last thing that we really have to worry about. Is this a literal or a metaphorical child? Is this child a part of her identity? Now, this does say a bond. If she was, as Bobicus had put out there, was she captured by a wizard for trying to steal? So she was a little urchin, before, and now she's a reformed lady as an apprentice. If so, then now look, it may be a sensitive topic in today's real world. When you go back into older generations, you're 15 and you're capable of making children. That's when you start, because you were living to maybe 35, 40, 45 years old before you died of disease or other things. Now, in a D&D world where you have magic that's replacing, penicillin and MRIs and stuff like that, would that bump back up and it would be more of a normal society like what we experience? You can argue. But do we want her to actually have a newborn child or like a couple-year-old child? And so she's actually super buckled down and applied herself under the tutelage of this person in order to try and make a better place? Or is this just an idea that's been planted in her mind in order to get her to... she doesn't have a child, right? If she thinks that it's out there somewhere, she doesn't really have a child. But maybe the wizard planted that idea in her mind in order to help get her to reform. Say, look, you have to be responsible. Nah. Sorry, let me catch up in here. Bobicus says, "Bleeze." Boobospicus says Jose. Oh, yeah. All the hit points that Spicy Larry's taken. Speaking of bosses, man, Spicy Larry, you're just barely hanging in there. That's been a war. Ooh, I tell you what. Rose says, "I do love this stream. All of you are great. Can't you can't feel people out." Is your mobile device giving you some trouble here, Romonger? I'm trying to figure that one out. Jose says, "What they did will have a lot of feedback. They rescued someone who's been used as a pet that calmed the leader, so he might so now he might make more harsh or erratic moves." Ooh, that's true. You saved one person and you doomed the entire island or something like that. That's interesting. I like that angle, Jose. I think you're onto something good with that. Bobicus says, "Oh, that sucks, dude. People can get real nasty when you need them to chill out and things like that." Yep. I shared the story about having to call the police a little earlier, like it was like last week, because of the incident at the pier. And I did actually do it again tonight, not at the pier, but there were some neighbors down the street, and I don't tolerate that kind of a thing, so I called the police to work it out. And you want to live and be at peace. You hope others are peaceful and happy, and then you start hearing a bunch of garbage like what you hear, and it can be disparaging. But you know what? If you don't step up and do that, or especially if you don't learn from a tragedy, then it really is a tragedy. Ro asks, Jose, is your group gonna try fermented coconut booze? That's true. We were talking about that. What's the character? I got some kind of thieves. I don't know yet, but I'll give him the option to do that and report back. Jose, sorry I forgot you were the DM. Totally need them to take some sort of check for withdrawals though. In my game, it's been banana rum has been the big thing, especially because it's more like a syrup. It's not like a flowing water. It's more syrupy, so it's like an alcoholic syrup that's made from bananas, and that's been the long lasting for like 10 years, like the exotic drink that people have wanted. We were having a conversation about ales and spirits and stuff in Discord too. That was a ton of fun. Derek says, Bobicus, it's a reason why I don't mind playing Disturbed, but just because it's disruptive, make a joke and claim, lol, random psycho because crazy, holds up Spork. After several warnings, you get ejected. Bobicus is saying she's an actual child. Maybe it's a younger sibling. Yeah, it could be something along those lines, too, Dark Wolf. Spicy says, I will prevail. Yeah, you're hanging in there, Spicy Larry. She should be simply wanting to protect children in general, says Bubonic. Rose says, you can con people if you can't feel people out in defense for taking insight. Yeah, I agree. Bobby says, I mean, that's what you did when you got pregnant at 15 back in the day. You went off to live with your uncle and aunt in another town, give birth and return home to your parents, claim the child as your younger sibling. Yeah, depending on the inheritance rights and other cultural or religious or philosophical norms. That's true, Bobicus. I mean, it wasn't even that long ago that, if a girl were to get pregnant in high school, that the parents would send her to like a special like girls' school for, I don't want to say delinquents, but culturally at the time, you're like, you're 15 and pregnant. We can't have you going to normal public school because what would people think? How time has passed, but as commentary, I'm not saying that in a judging manner, but right, if we're comparing now to 60 years ago or so, 70 years ago, when you would actually be sent to like a little private academy where you would be taught to be a mom, how to raise kids, because that's what you're doing now. You'd get an education, but you're also taught to be a mom. Jose says, yes, sir, I got a system for that. Rather than checks, he gets some debuffs over time. Man, sounds awkward to drink that. You wouldn't really slam it down, but it made for some interesting drinking contests. But it was a lot of fun and very flavorful. Get it? Do they drink it or do they eat it with something? No, they drink it. It can be mixed with other things, but it's not like a super thick syrup, but think kind of like a light pancake syrup, right? So you really... like, you gotta drink it. Okay, so she has an actual child with who? Do we know yet? If not, that's fine. We can always go back. We can always include that. Maybe that's going to be the second character we make tonight. I don't know. But she has an actual child. Works as an... undercover agent / apprentice for a wizard she attempted to steal from a few years prior. Given both power and moral lessons. And you know what? This is really good because this is going into our discussions of learning martial arts and things like that, right? She was a wild child. She had a dalliance that left her with an actual child, and now this wizard has taken her in as an apprentice and is teaching her the discipline that comes with the art. He found a way to let her bleed her natural, urchin natures, right? Her kind of tomboy, rapscallion, ragamuffin nature, but use that in her as a strength and to go in and maybe save people from a hostage situation, right? By shielding people or using her wits to influence a thieves guild or things like that. Does it have to be a superhero style thing? Not necessarily. But she's been given focus. Instead of the world saying, whatever, you're just a dumb girl and, you had a baby at a young age, just go and just be a baby factory or something. Here, this wizard took compassion on her and has decided to give her an education and help teach her to be a better person so that she can leave the world a better place so that maybe her child doesn't make the same mistakes that she has. Now, she's not apologetic necessarily for her mistakes because it's provided her this living. And so she might actually want to improve them, but improving them in a way that is going to make her better. Hopefully that makes sense. So there we go. We have some notes. She is going to get some magic. I know she's a wizard. That's really big. Picking out spells right now. I don't want to do that. I'm going to take a break to stretch. And we're going to come out and get a second character generated as well. And see where this goes, because tomorrow we're going to generate a third character, see where our 3 make a line and point, and then we're going to make a map based on which region that is left in Mesotopia is going to really kind of feel out the culture that we're making. Yeah, Jose, that is actually that is a good suggestion as well. She had to leave the baby behind, and maybe she fought it at first, like, well, you're just a big mean wizard. What do you mean I have to leave the baby behind? It's my baby, and who would I leave it with? And, well, look, what do you want to do? I'm giving you the option, right? So this mentor wizard, it could be male or female, right? We have the stereotype of like the tall, skinny, long, flowing beard, conical hat wizard, but it could be a guy or a girl. It could be whatever we'd want to make this mentor be. But say, no, leave the child behind. You're to focus on you because you haven't done that yet. Not in a way that's above just mere survival. And I need to teach you these things. And you prove that you have these powers. I'll watch over your baby from afar. You work on you right now. And apparently she's been working hard, right? She's a 13th level Abjuration wizard. You got the kid to a good orphanage where it was like, you're focusing on your studies or you're going to jail. Choose. Yep. You know what? Because especially as a wizard, it's that harsh choice. But it's a wise choice, too. There we go. That's a condensed version, but that is an awesome suggestion, Jose. Thank you for sharing that, and hopefully this character is a little bit more compelling for you because of it. And not just to you, Jose, like, we've made a very compelling character, and it's touched on something, hopefully it's not made any of you really uncomfortable, but we've touched on a societal issue, we've touched on something that is vaguely taboo, yet maybe appropriate for the time, we've discussed history, and we've done it in a, we've done it in a mature fashion. That's some Dumbledore shit right there. And Peru seems to agree with them with the laughter. All right, so I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back, and we will get... oh, by the way, think of names for this character. And I say names because I'm willing to entertain a whole list, and we'll pick one out. But we need a name for this character. Remember, she favors her elven heritage, so maybe it sounds a little more elvy. I don't know, elvish. And also, we need to consider her false identity. Whatever that is. But think of names and such, and we will, did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry? Or Harry? You gotta drop the H in proper English. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll go from there.